This past weekend, I talked about one of the most famous tests that proved self-control is important, the marshmallow test, in which children at Stanford University were left alone in a room with a plate containing a single marshmallow. And they were asked to resist eating the candy in order to be rewarded with 2 marshmallows in the future when the researchers came back. Some of the kids could not resist. Some of the kids did great. Now, what's interesting is they studied these kids later on, and the kids who were able to resist eating the marshmallow, who had self-control, showed all kinds of positive outcomes later. Higher academic achievement. They were more socially adept, more friends. Even later studies seem to suggest that self-control can actually be improved with practice. And this is essentially what fasting is, which we talked about last weekend. It is self-control practice. This is so important because self-control, all this research is showing, is the key skill for positive life outcomes. Listen to this. This is from Psychology Today. They say, whether the temptation is drinking, drugs, food, scrolling through Twitter instead of working, everybody has domains of life in which they wish they could exercise a little more willpower. What's the secret formula? In a word, habit. Not simply trying harder, just develop habits that grow self-control. Listen to this. A study in this article by Brian Galla and Angela Duckworth in 2015 investigated the association between healthy habits, temptation, and self-control. They found that beneficial habits are far more impactful than what they call effortful inhibition, trying hard not to do something, when it comes to the link between self-control and positive life outcomes. It says this result supports their hypothesis that people who have better self-control use actually less effortful inhibition than other people. They actually don't try that hard to resist temptations compared to other people, yet they still make better progress on their goals because they have developed beneficial habits. They developed habits that taught them self-regulation, a habit like fasting. Fasting is essentially just self-control practice. So if you decide to do it, and it's totally optional, of course, first pick something to fast from. The traditional option, as we discussed this last weekend, is food, of course, but you could also choose to fast from sugar, alcohol, caffeine, social media, TV, your phone, or something else. Try a 12-hour or 24-hour fast from whatever that is. Maybe try it 1 day a week during these 40 days of Lent. And why don't you let me know how that goes for you? And remember, it's not about your willpower. You don't have to just rely on that. You have God power to rely on inside of you through Christ. Let me leave you with a verse, 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of self-discipline. And by the way, that is a great verse for kind of the coronavirus panic that's going around. I heard the mayor of New York say, we have an epidemic of this virus, but we have a pandemic of fear. God has not given you a spirit of fear. Be self-controlled and logical in your response to life, including what's going on in the news. Develop the habit of self-control, and you'll have a great day and a great life.